What's good, people? We're back again for another video. Currently in Notting Hill in London. Going to be giving you my top 5 tips for shooting influencers in this video. I'm going to be joined by a very special guest, Paige Mariah, who's also a fellow YouTuber as well. Go check her stuff, it's going to be in the bio. We're going to be going around Notting Hill. I'm going to be giving you my tips of how I deliver to my influencer clients and the best methods and ways I found to deliver those deliverables to them. So stay tuned, I'm going to give you the tips. It's going to be sick. Let's go.
So like Darnell said, I am a content creator from Chicago. I moved to London a little over 2 years ago, and I have been vlogging my experience here ever since. So yeah, excited to shoot with Darnell today.
And that leads on to my first tip is you have to know the influencer's brand. Paige is from Chicago, she's moved to London. So for these images, I really want to capture the essence of London. We're in Notting Hill, one of London's most notable places. It fits in really well for a brand. The locations look really good with the outfits. Literally anywhere you go around in Notting Hill, you can find locations. So this is like a hot spot for like influencer photos. We're gonna start shooting now. I'm gonna show you some of the images I'm gonna get, and it's gonna be a vibe. Let's go. So for my second tip, I would say pick the right lenses. So I'm currently shooting with my 85mm, but I've also brought along my 35. I find the 85 is good for portraits and for waist shots upwards. And if you're shooting for an influencer that has a brand they're trying to show the product for, you might want to get a variation of shots. So I'm going to use the 85mm right now, but also get the 35mm shots and show you them side by side. So let's go. Nice. I'm gonna get some close-ups. If you just look to the side for me, perfect. Nice. Bring this back forward. Bring that. Tip number 3, always scout your locations beforehand, but at the same time, don't be afraid to be spontaneous. If you find locations along the way to the place you plan, shoot there as well. There's no harm in it. The more content, the better. I scouted this location here. I was planning to use the plain walls, but I found this little bench on the side, which I think will be awesome for the images, so we're going to use that now. But don't be afraid to be spontaneous. Like as I said, the more content, the better. But like kind of upwards, if you know what I mean. Yep, that's it, that's a shot. Stay like that. Perfect. So you always want to kind of review the images midway through the session, just to make sure that they're happy with the images. If there's anything they want to change, you can both kind of go over it, rather than getting home, the images are not what they want it to be, and then you kind of have an issue from there. So you always want to review the images mid-shoot.
I mean, I love all the photos so far. I think the white background looks great with the leaves in the background. It goes with the green bag. I'm always pleased with your photography, so I have no negative comments. The close-ups are always nice to have for a little variation on your feed. So you can like show one full body and then one close-up, but full bodies are always my favorite.
Awesome. Cool. Come forward a bit for me. Yeah, perfect. Probably one of the biggest ones is shoot in portrait always, I would say. You want to catch people's attention right away on Instagram. People's attention spans is really short, so you want to take up as much real estate as possible. I'm going to show you what a landscape versus a portrait image would look like in this location, but for me, always shoot in portrait to get your images. So since shooting this video, Twitter have actually updated their app where you can upload your portrait photos without the crop now. So this tip actually does apply for Twitter now as well. So the more portrait photos you can get, the better. Perfect. So just at the last location now, in Holland Park, just about a 10-15 minute walk from Notting Hill. Found some good spots along the way. As I said, don't be afraid to be spontaneous. You can use locations that were not in the intended plan. I think Paige is happy with the images. I'm gonna hand it over to her just for a little bit, just to give an insight from an influencer to see what kind of works for her do's, her don'ts, and what she likes to kind of engage her audience. So gonna hand it over to Paige.
Okay guys, so I think my biggest piece of advice would be to always plan ahead. There have been so many times where I was trying to figure out my outfits or locations the day of the shoot and it never turns out well. So if you can, try to plan ahead. I would say look up inspiration on Instagram, create yourself a little mood board, save photos in the location that you know you're gonna be in, as well as planning your outfits ahead of time. Make sure you have them laid out and try everything on to make sure that it works and that you'll look great in the photo.
So the shoot is wrapped up. Super happy with the images, so was Paige. We reviewed them after the shoot. It came out really, really well. But love to everybody for subscribing. Keep running the views up, sharing, subscribing. Like, let's build a massive channel, man. Like, thank you to all of you. Love.